Cheers, welcome to Cooking While Drunk. Before we do anything, let's get drinking. So we're going to use some Empress gin today. Alright, so here I have a little glass, some ice, 2 ounces of gin, 1 squeeze of half of a meatier lemon, small little one, came from our yard. Give that a little bit of a squeeze. Top it off with some soda water. Notice there's no sugar going in this. And a sprig of rosemary. And I like to just run it around the edge of the glass. There you go. There's yours.
I used to have hair this
There's
color,
mine.
very briefly.
Cheers. Delicious.
Refreshing.
Alright, we'll be right back. Guess what we're going to make? Oxtails. Alright, so I'm going to reset, clean up a little bit, and we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. So, we're going to make some oxtails. And this is something that I've done over the years, and I never really wrote it down. So this is to the best of my recollection. So I've got about 4 pounds of oxtails here. We're going to season it with salt and pepper. This is just regular salt. Give it a little turn. Some black pepper. I'll just have to wash the container later. Yes, I do that quite a bit. I get my grinders dirty and I just wash them later. Because I'm only touching the top part so it comes right off. There we go. Give it a little bit of a toss. That's it. Into my cast iron Dutch oven. A little bit of oil. And I'm going to brown these off, which take about 7 to 8 minutes. Cast iron, don't forget, once you put stuff in the pan, the heat will get sucked out, so you'll need to adjust your temperature setting. So I will actually put them in a flat side down like that. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. So these are going to be done in batches. I'll probably have to do maybe 3 batches. And I try and get similar size in each batch. I might be able to get 2 batches, we'll see. Alright, so this will take about 7 minutes. You know, you want to get all sides nice and brown. And then we'll remove some of the fat. We'll do the next batch and then we'll be right back. Alright, once again, cheers. Wish you were here. Welcome back. As you can see, we've got our oxtails nice and brown. Set your oven to 375 degrees. Now, we took out some of the oil, the fat. I left a little bit in because of flavor. Topped it off with a little bit of canola oil. Now we're going to do 1 diced ginormous onion and 1 carrot. And by 1 carrot, I mean a handful of baby carrots. Pinch of salt.
You know what she told me one morning when I was making her lunch? She goes, why don't you just make my lunch the day before so you don't have to rush me to make my lunch in the morning?
Like I do.
And I was like, that is a good point, but...
I used to make her lunches the night before. Remember?
No.
Yes. I would do her noodles.
Yep,
A little bit of salt. So we're going to let this go for roughly about 3 to 5 minutes. Welcome back.
It smells so yummy in here.
The sake? Oh, the dish. So you can see the vegetables are nice and soft. The onions have are soft, and the carrots have a little bit of a bite. And I just take a pair of tongs and just kind of gently push down. If there's a little resistance, to me that's perfect. Now we're going to add in the anti-vampire ingredient, garlic. I don't know how much garlic this is. I just chopped until I thought it was enough. Probably about, what do you think that was, about 7, 8 cloves?
I don't know, but I was gonna say,
We're not vampires here, so like I always say, if you think it's too much garlic, add 2 more cloves.
I probably consume about 2 to 3 big cloves of garlic a day in one dish. Because, you know, I have my own special healthy eating regimen, and I always add garlic into my food.
Well, 2 cloves a day, it's not much.
2 to 3 for one dish?
Yes.
Okay. I always thought it's a lot, but if
No,
it's not, then
it's not.
I'll add more. I love garlic.
So now the garlic is nice. You can smell the garlic.
Annika
We're
thinks
going
she
to
doesn't
add-
like garlic, but she does.
Yeah.
She just doesn't know.
Here, 2 tablespoons, roughly, of, I'm going to grab the pot, of tomato paste. I'm going to put right on the cast iron because we want that the sugars in the tomato paste will help caramelize. I'm going to add some paprika and some red chili flakes. Just a pinch.
Or nutritious.
So Worcestershire sauce. You know what I really love about Worcestershire sauce? It's hard to say.
I do enjoy the TikToks and other videos of people mispronouncing the word.
Worcestershire. I just say the appearance. Here is 28 ounce can of diced tomatoes. Normally I would use whole peeled tomatoes, but I didn't have any and I was so upset. But I had a big can of diced tomatoes, which I basically, it'll break down in the same way. 4 cups of broth. I have 2 cups of beef broth. And 2 cups of chicken broth. I like the flavor of using the 2. You can use all beef if you want, but in a lot of recipes that I do a combination of half beef, half chicken, just to get up to a simmer. Once this comes to a simmer, we're gonna put everything back in the pot, so this will probably take about 3 minutes or so. In the meantime, I'm gonna make the wife / camera person / mother of my child a cocktail. As this simmers, we'll drink some more. See you in a few minutes. Cheers. Half a bottle sake later. Alright, so up to a simmer. At this point I'm going to kill the heat that tails into the liquid.
Question. Would you normally make this dish spicy if we weren't giving it to our child?
I don't understand the question because what would I not make spicy?
You haven't made it spicy yet.
Huh?
You haven't made it spicy yet.
No.
Right, so that's what I'm asking.
This is not my normal dish. I mean, do I put spice in everything?
Yes, I know, but I'm saying you want Anna to eat some, right?
She won't eat this, but yes, I do. That's why I didn't
You
make it
don't know
spicy.
that. She might think it's beef.
It is beef.
I mean, she might think it's the regular beef that she eats.
I mean, she liked the shanks.
Yeah, that's what I think she'll think it is. But if you tell her it's a tail, then she.
Not gonna tell her it's tail.
I think you already did, actually.
Oh, that's true. I did. I just wanted to make the video with me. Right, so let's put everything in. Just nestle them in.
Hopefully she forgot by now.
Get in there. May have had a little too much liquid in there. I may take some out.
Might be.
All that liquid on the plate, it all goes in. All right. So now, a couple sprigs of rosemary. And I already tasted the sauce. I think it needs a little something. So, when in doubt, give it a shout. A little more Liam Parents, Worcestershire.
Oh, Kira.
Oh.
Kira.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna Put the lid on.
Oh, I accidentally summoned all of these.
And I'm gonna get my big old mitts and we're gonna put this in the oven. This is gonna take about 2 hours. We're gonna check it at about 1.5 hours, and then after that we'll check it every 30 minutes after that. We want the meat just to be nice and tender. There we go. 2 hours in the oven. And I do have it on my convection setting, which is the convection setting is the fan helps circulate the air, so it gets a little more even cooking. All right, so about 1.5 hours, I'll check it out and see how it is, and we'll be back in about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Peace out.
Can't wait.
Have a shot.
Switching to Corona.
How you doing? Welcome back to Cooking While Drunk. Hey, I forgot. Don't forget. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you like about the video, what you want to see. Yeah, I had to switch up to beer. Alright, so it's been about 1.5 hours. I already checked it. It's tender to our liking. So what we got to do now is clean it up. So when you take it off, you're going to see how much fat has risen.
Just about to ask where you're going to take off the fat, because I know that was a complaint from other people, not from your food, but like when they buy oxtails from the restaurant.
Yeah, they are so fatty. So another way to do it, when you can roast the oxtails in a pan, and I saw this on America's Test Kitchen, you roast them in the pan for 45 minutes. Take the oxtails out, drain the fat, put the oxtails back in the pan, put them back in the oven for another 15-20 minutes, take them out of the pan, and then build the sauce or the braising liquid, and then cook for another 1.5 hours. I'm like, that's just a little too much. It's a lot of work. I want to try that recipe, but I just like doing it my way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take everything out of the pot, so we can, I'm not going to use a defatter or whatever you want to call it, a fat strainer. So we're going to let this pot cool down for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and we will, I will already have taken the fat off using a nice metal spoon, pouring into a bowl, and then from there I'll show you what to do next. Alright, see you in a bit. Oh yeah, bubbly water. Yes, I was drinking water. So what we made here is, after I spooned out the fat, look how much fat there was in there. I did not expect that much. Next time I'll take a better look at them and maybe trim off some of the fat. But I thought I got most of it out when I browned them. I have a little bit of combination of parsley and fresh oregano. And of course, for my bowl, a little bit of sliced chilies. This is chili de aborros from our garden.
You mean mine and your bowl?
And this is butter and flour. This is 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of flour. The tomato with the carrot. So a little bit of time on your spoon. Just kind of stir it in. It won't take long for it to melt and to dissolve. Once it does, grab another little bit. Do the same process. And this will actually help thicken the sauce as it cooks. And it'll also give the sauce like a nice, like, buttery sheen to it and flavor. Who does not like butter? Especially bacon wrapped butter, deep fried and lard for football.
No.
See how like the little sheen is getting right there? Yeah. So, a little bit at a time. Stir it in. Smells so good. Also, I'd like to scrape up the bottoms and the sides a little bit, get all that concentrated flavor down. Before I add any more, I'm going to grab another spoon, give it a taste test to see if it needs anything. Let me ask the camera person, because she likes salt way more than I do.
Yummy.
Enough salt?
Yep.
Good. All right. Next little dollop. And as the sauce reheats and starts to bubble, it will cook out that raw flour taste. And of course, you know, it is still very hot. Get every last little bit out. So we're going to bring this up to a simmer. We're going to let it simmer for a few minutes. When you want to add flour to anything, make a slurry. So a lot of times I'll use flour to dredge my meat before I brown it. With oxtails, I find it a little more difficult because of the shape of the oxtails itself. When I do my shanks, I do season them. Actually, I stopped doing that with my shanks because I don't want them to thicken up a little bit. So there we go. See how like now you can see how as the flour cooks, it's starting to act like a thickener. So as that starts to come up to temperature, I go back to my oxtails, which are right here, and I will give them one last dunk in the sauce. So they will pick up some of that extra flavors. Oops. Before I do that, I will add my fresh parsley and oregano. I almost forgot. Can you believe that? There we go. Little fresh green herbage is always good. And if you want, when you plate up, if you want to add a squeeze of fresh lime or not fresh lime, fresh lemon juice, you can do that too. That will add another level of brightness. Not the rosemary stem. There we go. Everybody back in the pool. And I will keep this plate handy because actually I don't need this plate anymore. So we're gonna let this just bubble for about couple of minutes. Now look, you can definitely tell now the sauce has seriously thickened up. So now that I'm gonna give another taste to see if the flour has cooked out. Mmm. Delicious. I'm going to kill the heat. I don't use rice.
No.
Yes, you can serve this with rice, without rice.
Well, I eat it on top of rice.
Yeah.
Especially with all that liquid.
I
So
just
yummy.
dunk in a tortilla into the liquid. I want some extra liquid. Take that little small piece right there too. There we go. And then of course, for me, I always have to have chilies on everything. Right, Annika? She'll say no. And there you have it. Oxtails. There you go. Cheers. Thank you for watching Cooking While Drunk. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you want to see. This actually was not my idea. Actually, it was my wife's. She goes, hey, can you make oxtails? And I'm like, I sure can. What would you like to see? We did frog legs the other day. We did oxtails. Possum? Possibly possum?
Possibly you'll be eating alone.
Impossible possum. That's actually not real meat, so. But, alright. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you like, what you want to see different. And if you want me to try a recipe that, you have always made, I'll give it a whack. Alright, cheers. Have a good night.